Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Chunjiakuma, and today I want to talk to you about maps. Now, probably about once a week or twice a week, I'm going to show you a different or new map that I like to use or just found out about, and I like to share with you guys on what it does and why I like it so much. Alright, so the first map today is a map I used actually in my crosshair training tutorial, and it's called Botz. Now, if you guys are curious how to find this map, don't fear, I'm actually going to show you exactly how to find it in the link below. So click the link below that says Botz, and you will find this map quite easily. So, what I'm going to do with this map is show you what it does, why I like it, and how you can use it to your benefit. Alright, so first things first, you're going to notice that you start in the middle of this map, and there's bots all around you in a 360. The first thing you're actually going to want to know is you're going to want to join the T side. If you join the CT side, you're going to end up outside there with those dirty bots, and you don't want to do that. So, make sure you join the T side. If you mess up, just press M and actually join on the opposite side. Now, sometimes there will be zombies in this area for some reason, or all the bots will be clumped up in one area, and to fix that, simple as this. Fix or add bots. Just either knife it or shoot it, and it'll re-add all the bots and reset you in the middle just like this. Now, this is really important to know because you might have a lot of errors or a little bit of issues here and there, and that's how you fix it. Or bots will stop spawning, and that's how you fix it. And now, the best thing to know about is how to get your weapons. Well, up here on the top wall, they're all across the wall, and all you have to do is jump up and smack it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then you can just shoot to your bot's content. Now, a little bit about this map is, on this wall here is all of your buttons are going to know. The red ones means they're off, the green ones means they're on, and these little tan looking ones are a one-time use. Basically, you use it and it's not an on or off, it just does what it says it does. So if you want to kick the bots, you kick them. If you want to add them back, you just add them back like so. It's pretty simple, guys. So don't worry too much about messing up too much. So let's grab us a weapon really quick and let me show you a little bit about this map. Now, in the middle of this map, if you look up, you're going to notice that there's 4 lights, and in each light there's 2, 4, 6 sections. Okay, now all these are green, meaning all these are on. Now, if you want to turn them off, what it's going to do is raise a wall in that section. So it's cut into 4 different sections. This section here, this section here, and so on and so forth. So for instance, if you want just this open area in front of you to be the open spot, all you have to do is click the very first one on each of these, and it's going to close off every section slowly, killing the bots and respawning them in the one section you actually left open. Now, this is really important to know because if you only want to practice your aim and you don't want to worry about, moving left or right, and you only want the bots directly in front of you, best way to do it right there. Alright guys, let me reset this really quick, and I'm going to show you all about these sections here. Alright, welcome back guys, and one thing really quick that I want to let you know is that each section of these pieces up here will make the wall come closer and closer and closer until this section, which means the wall is all the way up and all the bots will die on that section. So shooting this will make a smaller wall outside there, and it'll move closer and closer until the bots can no longer spawn in that area. So it's just something to know about. Alright, so now we're going to talk about this section, this entire wall here. Now, a lot of this is self-explanatory, but I want to make sure to go over it so you guys are not confused on what it does. Now, let's just start on the left side and work our way over to the right side. So we already know about the first one, which is to kick and reset all bots. This one is to kick all bots and not have any bots in with you. And this third one is infinite ammo. As you can see, if I shoot in just to the abyss over here, I never ever run out of ammo. Now, if you think that's too unrealistic and you actually want to test your spray and you want to test to see how many bullets it takes for you to, or how many things you can kill with the amount of bullets you have, just simply turn that off and you will actually have to reload after you run out of your clip, which is really nice, and at the same time kind of a pain in the ass if you're only trying to work on your headshots. So I usually leave that on just to help me out with not having to worry about reloading. Now, the next part is actually really useful. Show impact. Now, currently when it's off, if I shoot this bot, he'll just die and there'll be nothing left. However, if we turn that on and we shoot this bot, it'll actually show where I hit on the wall, and it'll also show on the target with this little mark, the purple mark. So if you want to know exactly where you hit the target, that's exactly how you figure out. And this helps a lot when you're trying to figure out why you're not headshotting them. Maybe your aim's a little off, maybe your crosshair doesn't work. So that's one thing that is actually super useful, and I highly suggest you take advantage of it. And next up, we have Kevlar and helmet. Now, this is for the bots. So currently, they have Kevlar, which means, and helmets, which means if I shoot them with this specific rifle at close, or I mean at far range, they won't die in one hit. However, if I turn it off, every bot will decide to disappear, and everything will be one-shottable again. So I usually leave it on because I want it more realistic when I'm fighting people in the actual game at full armor and pretty much full equipment. So this is a really good way to figure out if you're actually headshotting them and how many shots it's going to take to headshot them. Now, one of my favorite things about this actual map is these next two things. I think this is really interesting. Moving target. It actually puts up a moving target, and every time you actually hit it, it makes a dinging noise. So you'll know if you're like missing it completely and all of a sudden you hit it, ding, ding, ding. So actually tell you how many times you hit the target, which is super, super nice and super useful for, I don't know, maybe hitting a moving target, or actually to know if you're actually hitting the target that you're aiming at. So that's really cool. It's something interesting. I don't really use it that often, but it's kind of a cool concept. So just hit it again to turn that off. Now next up is sound practice. It has a similarity to this moving target in the sense that it's a target, but if you listen, you'll actually hear where the target shows up. So I heard a target behind me. Now listen. That was to my right, and so I know the target's to my right. So this is a good way to practice your sound and using your headphones, whether your headphones work or not. If you have them on backwards, for all I know, this may be a possibility for you. So that's something that's really cool. It's a good way to figure out, or quick react to where shots happening and turning around either 180, 360, whatever you need to do. So that's pretty interesting. Alright, now one of the most important aspects of this entire map is the movement section, which is this entire middle section. Now the left side will determine how fast the bots move, and the right side will determine on what kind of movement they actually have. And each one of these is actually different. So if we'll pick the first one, the bots are simply just going to move back and forth, and they actually slowly move to the right. So this is kind of like someone who's jiggle peeking you perhaps, which will help you out determining on, where you need aim. So if you're shooting too far behind them, you're going to know that, and etc, etc. And if you want to increase their speed because it's too slow and you really want them to get going, just move it up and down on the speed section. Now you can look through these because they all do something a little different, and you can test them, which one you like the best, which one you need to work on more. Some of these move dramatically, some of these move just slowly back and forth. Sometimes they do like a little pivot back and forth, and so on and so forth. So this movement section is kind of interesting, and it actually can be a great use to if you want to work it out. So if you put it on random, this actually will randomize all 4 of these. So if you want to be on your toes basically the entire time, and this will actually help you with your aim practice, then that's definitely something you want to look at, and definitely something you want to get into to actually practice, moving with the target, trying to headshot a target that's moving, and so on and so forth. So that's just something to be aware of, and something that I really find interesting about this map. Now, this right section has to do with either putting targets in front of you, such as these peak walls, which you can shoot through. If you're not sure if you can shoot through the wall, simply just show impact, and you can obviously shoot through the wall. As you can see, these are all pretty much wooden walls that help you shoot through walls. So if someone's behind the wall, you can try shooting through them, and it'll tell you exactly where they're located. So that's just something that this right side does. When it comes to peek or spray walls, when it comes to boxes, which I think is really useful, because this actually is useful for trying only headshots maybe, and so on and so forth. So looking at these boxes, look at the crates, which are pretty much the exact same things, the crates and boxes, but it's a little more spread out, and it's not all, bunched up like the boxes are. Now you can turn them all on, which is useful, but as you can see, it gets super crowded, and all you're gonna have to do is headshots, which might be something you're interested in, might not be. So use that to your advantage and see what you need to do, or practice what you want to practice when it comes to these walls. Now, something I actually really, really like about this map, I think most maps, when it comes to aim maps, don't have this feature. Now, they have long range, but they do not have this long of range. Now, holy cow, this is ridiculous. So, these bots will actually, if you reset the bots, let's reset the bots, and so they can actually spawn around in the long range, perhaps. So, basically, this is really, really useful for hitting long range targets. And if you want the bots to actually spawn over there, as you can see, none of my bots spawned except for in the long range. Now this is stupid useful. For instance, if you want to try, your hand at offing, if you want to try your hand at, I don't know, AK, really, 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 really long spray. If you're having really big issues, well, this is kind of an issue in general. But if you have an issue with extreme target distance and you want to practice that, holy crap. This is the map for you. I was extremely happy when I found this feature of long range, because this actually can help you with, either quick scoping onto a target or practicing just shooting with even a pistol at this kind of range. And it's really, really nice, guys. This is probably one of my favorite features of this map, because no map has really given me the option to shoot that far of range. Now, this is long range as it is, but Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the last thing about this map that's very interesting is, right now, all the ground, if you can look around, is all flat. Nothing, not different heights at all. And that's what this is for. When you look at the ground, now you can tell there's actual different heights along the wall. and there's different heights of them standing on. So not everyone, for instance, if there's a bot here and there's a bot standing right next to it, the headshot might not be exact. So this is going to help you, you know, shoot here, move over, shoot the next bot, so on and so forth. So this uneven ground does help. Generally, when I'm going around using this map, my favorite thing to do is just simply close off every single section, except for that beginning section right here, and just practice my aim with moving to targets, flicking to targets, and this improves, you know, your wrist. If you just use your wrist, so you can actually wrist flick, or if you use your entire arm to, you know, hit this guy, then flick over to this guy, then flick over to this guy, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what I use this map for, and I highly suggest you guys try this map. Trust me, guys, this map is freaking ridiculous. This is probably one of my favorite maps when it comes to, you know, me either warming up or trying a new crosshair out even, and so on and so forth, guys. So this is what I suggest to you. This is what I like about this map. This is what this map can do for you and what it does do in general. So if you guys like this map, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this map, tell me in the description why you didn't like this map, and maybe you guys can actually tell me about a map that I can actually look up, maybe practice it on a little bit, and show it in a video in my upcoming series I'm going to have about once or twice a week when it comes to maps. If you guys want this map, like I said, it's in the description, so take a look there. This was a pretty long video actually, but I think it was worth it for you guys, and well, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for having us. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time on our next video. Have a good night, guys.